Hi everyone, my name is Jimmy Yu. I'm a high performance coach at Complete Performance Coaching. Today I'm doing my Facebook Live and I'm just going to do a quick one on how to be a supportive parent, how to be a great supportive parent. And the thing that I'm going to focus on is just the car ride, alright? So if you guys have listened to a lot of our videos or have done researches, in this area, how to be a supportive parent, to your athlete, you probably heard about the car ride home. Right, and the big thing about it is just to be really supportive. When people have interviewed athletes, former athletes, current athletes about the worst part of sports, they tend to say car ride home. It's the worst thing, right? Because when I do poorly, I dread getting in the car, talking about it. Having parents say, "Oh, you performed poorly, that sucked," or do this better, you should have done this. And as parents, it's okay. We are there. I'm a parent too. I have two kids. I have a 10-year-old and a 8-year-old. And, we want to be there to help. We want to be there to support. We want to be there to kind of make things easier, right? And the worst thing we can do as parents in the car ride home is to dissect it, to do everything to try to help them. We got to be that person that's just there to support, right? So I learned this when my son broke his arm. We were sitting in bed one night after he just gotten his cast on, and he's crying. He's like, I'm in pain. This really sucks. I don't want to be here because, I want this pain to be over. I don't want a broken arm. This all sucks. And for me, I'm sitting there, and it's the first time I'm looking at him there's nothing I can do. I can't ET and make my finger glow and make his arm repair, or I can't be like Harry Potter and cast a spell and fix it. The only thing I could do is just sit there, be supportive, kind of listen to him, have him cry it out, hug him, hold him, and just be there for him. And that's the main thing. With that car ride home piece, I just want to be there for my kid. I want to listen to him. I want to let them kind of vent. Maybe they don't want to say anything at all, or maybe if they do want to bring up the game, allow them to just talk about it. So the car ride home is important. Now the other side that I want to talk about is the car ride to games, all right? The car ride to practices. And to me, that's just as important. And I think it gets overlooked. And what I'm going to ask you right now is, as parents and athletes that are driving to practice, driving to games, I want you to think about driving to games. What are you guys thinking about? What are you guys talking about with your kids? And athletes, what are you guys thinking about? And then the other side is when you go to practice. And parents, when you're taking your kids to practice, what are you guys focusing on the car ride to practice? Are you guys thinking about the games? Or are you guys thinking about nothing at all? All right? So with the athletes I talk to and the ones that are having trouble, when they go to games, the parents and the kids are talking about the game. They're strategizing. They're going over checklists. They're going over goals. They're going over all these things. They're getting in their heads. They're I'm feeling prepared. I'm smashing all this stuff in my head. They get out of the car, and the moment they get out of the car, they start warm-ups. They get this paralysis. In sports psychology world, we call it the yips. They call it, paralysis by overanalysis. They've crammed in all this information before the game, and the moment they try to go, they're stuck, or they perform poorly. And this is where, as supportive parents, when athletes come see me, the first thing the parents say is, my kids are amazing when they practice. They're super talented, they play in these competitive teams, but when they go and play in games, something happens. They turn into this other person. And this is really where, at the heart of it, it's this going to games. All right? The one little piece that you guys can start doing as parents and as athletes, instead of cramming in knowledge, cramming in strategy, do when you go to practice. And most athletes, when they're going with their parents, youth athletes, high school athletes, when they're being driven to practice, they're not thinking about goals. They're not thinking about strategies, how to win the game or how to be the best in practice. They're driving with their parents, and a lot of times they're just listening to music. Some, athletes tell me they're singing along to the music with their parents. Others are listening to comedy radio. Others are listening to funny talk radio. And others are just talking about school. So, I have an athlete that talks to his mom about school. They talk about gossip that's happening at school. They just talk about everything related to nothing. Just fun little things that happen during the day, nothing that relates to sports. All right? So again, remember that, like when kids go to practice, they're relaxed because they're having fun, they're enjoying themselves, they're getting in that mindset of just, you know what, like I'm kind of clearing my thoughts from the day, I'm having fun, I'm getting out there and just playing, right? So we want to do the same thing as parents and again as athletes when we go and play in competition, in big games, whatever, or just games. When we drive in the car, let's just listen to music. Let's just relax. Let's just do the things that make us feel good. All right, and parents, same thing. Let's just focus them on that too. Again, whether it's listening to music or listening to comedy radio, listening to funny talk radio, whatever it is. All right, do those things that are relaxing so that when they get out of the car, they're ready to just play in the moment and they're not just overthinking about what they need to do. All right, so that's my Facebook Live moment for today, or Facebook Live session. If you've got more questions, please contact one of us, one of the high performance coaches. Get a 20-minute free consult, and we can answer more of these questions based off of the Facebook Live session. All right, take care. Bye.